Hey everybody, I wanted to give everybody an update on Julie's 30 coupe. Finally got to move it forward a little bit. Actually got some new tires put on it. I did that last weekend. It wasn't that big a job. It wasn't as big a job as I thought it was. These are tube tires. So a little dish soap and probably 15 minutes of wheel and they're on. I was able to put it back on the ground. I rolled it forward, put it on the alignment plates and did the best of an alignment that I'm going to do on it. All I did was adjust the toe in about an 1/8 inch total, narrower on the front than the back, and there really is no caster or camber that I know of, other than I'm sure there is a little bit. I think you can do a little bit with the wishbone. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it no more than it's going to get drove. It ain't like I'm going to go heading straight to a highway with it. I think it's fine for now. I'll do a little bit more investigating when I actually restore it. I actually had bought a new drag link for this, which is this part here. You see how big the ends are on the ends for the adjustment of it? Well, I had clearance issues. I had some clearance issues in this area right in here. So, with that said, I don't know if the pitman arm that I used is that one there. That's actually a shorter pitman arm than the factory Model A. They say that improves the steering when you're actually going down the road. I think it'll make it turn harder with it being shorter. But I don't know. I had clearance issues, so I threw the old one back on. I was going to go ahead and put this one back on, but then I would have had to change the ball because it's kind of wore out. So in the interest of time, I just went ahead and put the stock arm back on. I already had it, or the stock drag link back on, since I already had it painted. But this is the difference in, I don't know if you guys can see that, that's the difference in the two. A little bit of a difference. I think if I had used this one, I think this part here would have worked. What I liked about this part was it was an adjustable deal, so once I did get a line, I could center the steering wheel up just through the drag link. And I did get a new steering wheel in. I'm not done with this situation yet. I gotta tighten this up. I did go ahead and paint the column, and I just used a single stage urethane on that. It really actually was the first time I used a single stage urethane. I'm always been doing base coat, clear coat. Back in the day, did enamel a little bit and some lacquer. But yeah, it flowed out real nice. I really like the way it turned out. I mean, it's the nicest looking thing on the whole car. But got all the new rods for spark and fuel. Like I said, I got to finish tightening the steering wheel up. I had to replace this steering wheel because I busted the shit out of the original one removing it. I think it's kind of a sucky deal that there's not enough room to get this out of the column because there's not enough headroom, so you have to kind of take everything down out of the way to do that, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. There's nothing to grab onto for like a normal steering wheel puller, so yeah, I don't really like that much. But anyway, I went ahead and put new window regulators in, so the windows will at least roll up and down. Did that on both sides. I got to put a spring kit. There's a spring that goes here that I got that. I got to replace that. Yeah. While I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna do a little shout out. This guy right here is a friend of mine from Australia. Read that. Put up a video of your truck. He supposedly has a truck like my street rod one. Don't have any videos up of it, so let's put some videos up of it. Of course, I'm one to talk. I don't put up a video very often either. But anyway, I did go ahead and rebuild the gearbox, and I upgraded it to the I don't think I can even, I only upgraded it to the sector gear housing that has the needle bearings in it. And that's supposedly the way to go. So that's how I did that when I did it. I put it pressing it on a new worm gear on the steering shaft and replaced all the innards and that, put new oil in it. And this is just black epoxy primer. That's what that's going to be painted with. You can kind of tell the difference between the primer and the actual single stage urethane. Replaced all this. The worm gear was a motherfucker to put on. I had to build this tool to hold it by the shaft because I didn't want to press against the threads where the steering wheel goes on, so I made that tool, and then I took my cherry picker and hung my press from that so that the shaft would not hit the floor. Anyway, it took about 3 hours to get all that ready to go for about 30 seconds of push, but I got it on. All right, now I'm in the process of aligning it, which is coming along pretty good. These Harbor Freight alignment plates, I don't use them every day, but when I do, they're actually kind of nice for what they are. But anyway, that's where we're at. I think the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and pull that motor out, take the head off, look at it, make sure the block's not cracked or anything funky's going on. I've already rebuilt the carburetor for it. I have new fuel lines for it. It's been converted to a 12 volt negative ground electronic ignition. Guess I'll go ahead and reseal it up. I am going to go ahead and put a new clutch in it while it's out with a new throwout bearing. And I'm going to go ahead and order new center caps for it. I hate to put new stuff on something yet, but I'm going to, because even the new ones will look better than not having nothing on there at all. But I did find these. I do have this part, the new drip rail. I'll have to form this as I put it on, because it's just kind of a blank piece. It's straight. You kind of do whatever you have to do. I did get this part here to the door, to the back edge of the door, and I can fix this area in here. It's not that bad, but I have 7/8 of what I need to repair this where something fell on it or something happened over here. But I have, 7/8 of what I need to fix that. So I did go to the pre-war swap meet in Chickasha, Oklahoma, and I bought the sheet metal that is needed to make this into a rumble seat car. I bought a new rumble lid. I bought this piece, bought the wheel wells, bought patch panels for here and here, and I have a patch panel for here. And when the motor comes out, I'm going to weld all these little spots that have tape on it. That's places I have to fix, that I'm going to fix before I put the car back into service. But I'll end up putting new fenders on it. Probably save the running boards and the running board splash aprons. I'll put new fenders on it, and I'll go ahead and add this, cut this, and put this dish back in there, because I do have intentions of making this a spare tire like it's supposed to be. So I did go ahead and I put all new brake rods on all the way around, because the ones that I had were all different lengths and they looked like they were off like Model T's and A's, and I don't know, I mean, no two were alike. So I just went ahead and replaced all of them with the anti-rattlers. Don't want to have no brake issues. I haven't adjusted the brakes yet. They're at their loosest point right now. I have to make a board to adjust those. So I'll make the board and go ahead and adjust them here on the shop floor. And then once the motor's back in, I'll find a dirt road and kind of do some final adjustments there. Make sure one's not hitting harder than the other, or vice versa, or make sure it's going to stop. They're all going to stop evenly. But anyway, guys, that's where I'm at. I just wanted to throw up a quick video and let you know where I'm at. Thanks for watching.